Hello Hanji Kidda, what's up people? Back with another video as today we're previewing West Ham United versus Ipswich Town. Before we get into anything, we got to do the shout outs. Massive shout outs to Angel Care Homes for all your care needs in the Black Country and Birmingham area. Massive shout outs to Mark Darcy for all your formal menswear needs. And of course to Desi Ballers, highlighting all South Asians at all levels in the beautiful game. I'll put their details in the description, so make sure you check them out. And if you're brand new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn the notifications on, and everyone make sure you smash the likes. We've been going less than a year, we've hit the 1,000 subs, but we are on the road to not 2K, not 3K, not 4K, but 5K. Like Looney said, we want 5 on it. So if you ain't already, subscribe, because it looks like 40-45% of you watch this content and don't subscribe. So let's change that. And if you are subscribed, absolute love to you, but now tell your friends and family. Road to 5K starts now. So when I was planning this, I thought, okay, I need to get a West Ham fan on here. I need someone that knows West Ham, but also isn't blinded by the club colours and talks the truth, knows football, so to speak, and knows their onions, so to speak. There was only one man for that I could conclude. And this person is arguably one of the most famous West Ham fans. He's certainly the funniest West Ham fans, but it's none other than Stevo The Mad Man. So let's check it out. Hello Hanji Kiddo, what's up people? Back with another video, and today it's something special. We're previewing the Mighty Irons, and as you can see, we've got probably one of the most famous West Ham fans, certainly one of the funniest West Ham fans. Yeah. Mr. Stevo The Mad Man. Stevo, do you want to introduce yourself there, bro?
Yes, brother. Well, you just introduced me so nicely. But yeah, man, Stevo The Mad Man, West Ham fan, social media OG, blah blah blah. But let's get down to it, bro. This is you doing Premier League previews now, mate. So welcome to the Premier League preview world.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. So you're a West Ham fan. How long have you been supporting Hammers, and how did you fall about supporting them?
Dad is from the East End. So he's a diehard West Ham fan, and you follow your dad's footsteps. So yeah, man, I've been supporting West Ham not all my life. I'll be honest, when I was a real young kid and West Ham were always losing, I used to cuss my dad, to be honest. I didn't really support a team. I used to love Ian Wright. So there's a rumour going around that I supported Arsenal. I just used to get Ian Wright shirts. That's the truth. My dad used to buy me Ian Wright shirts. And to this day, I support Ian Wright. If he was to go and play for LA Galaxy, I'll get LA Galaxy shirt with Ian Wright on the back. So, but yeah, West Ham official, like wearing the flag, which the flag is, as you know, when your team's in the championship or gets beat, it's a tough flag to wear sometimes when your friends all support Arsenal, United. So I've been wearing the flag proper since 2005 when my little daughter was first born, and we was watching the FA Cup final. Steven Gerrard took it from us when we was 1-0 up. But yeah, my dad had my daughter in his arms. So it must have been 2006 that might have been. She was born 2005.
I was going to say 2004, skipping on some notes, but I remember one of my memories about West Ham, was the 2004 playoffs when we were leading 1-0. Benty scored the header tapping, and then we went to the old Upton Park and lost 2-0 or whatever. Still don't like Matty Ebrinson to this day because of that.
Yeah, bad man. I was with him last week. When I went to the game last week, he was there, man. So I'm saying, like, I love seeing them old players. It's mad saying old because they're my age, by the way. Yeah, 2005, 2006, watching the FA Cup against Liverpool. Dad, daughter, West Ham kits. I looked at it and I said, "What are we doing there?" I said, "I'm officially supporting them now." So yeah, so I've been getting battered by my friends for the last 20 years now, or close to it. Yeah, man.
But it's a badge you'll always wear, and as we can see, you're wearing it proudly now. So in terms of West Ham this season, how's the season gone for you so far? Because from an outsider's looking in, the last couple of years been quite a successful season for West Ham. You've got Europa, you've got a European Cup. You've had some good finishes in the league. I know there's been some talk about maybe the football style that Moyes played, And then the new manager that's come in, and maybe he's having time. So, I mean, first of all, why has the change come about? Because again, outside looking in, Moyes seemed to be doing a good job. And then,
Um,
how's it gone so far? And is there more to come from this new manager and playing style?
the change came about because, as you said, even though we got a Conference Cup, we beat some big teams. We beat Arsenal twice last season. Um, it just wasn't attractive football. Now, me personally, I would rather have a steady position in the league, as I say, win some cups over sexy football, but fighting relegation. And I think what we thought was going to happen was we were going to bring in this new guy who's got a great CV, Spain national, Real Madrid, Wolves job, but he's not done nothing different. If anything,
Mm-hmm.
it's Moisey ball, but now you're open defensively.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the sad thing, to see the defense open so easily, when we always knew under Moyes we were solid. And that was a nice comfort to know that, okay, like, to beat us, it's either going to be a mistake or you're going to have to really play well. And that was every game. So I was happy with that. It wasn't beautiful. Where do we go from here with this guy? I don't know. He's probably got another 3 games, league
Oh,
games to.
really?
Didn't want to say that. And
No,
listen,
we're
he's
not
got
going to hold you. We're not going to say, "Oh, Steve-O said three."
no, but he's got a whole new squad. Like, I think he has. I wouldn't give him that. That's not me
Yeah,
that would give him
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
That's from being at the
The board.
games, hearing the people talk, the murmurs. No one's happy. Him and Kudos apparently had to be split up, like, face to face. So, but I would give him time, mate. Like, he's
Mm.
obviously a class manager. He's just
Mm.
made loads of class signings, or his team have made class signings. Like, give it a chance. But I just know, once the West Ham fans start murmuring and it's a vicious. Like, no one survives it, really. You know what I mean? So not even Moyes. He won everything he won, or
Mm.
the games he won, and done what he done for us, and even he didn't survive. If anyone should have survived, it should be Moyes. So I can't see this guy surviving, even though I hope he can, because we picked him for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So I want to see why we picked him. I want to see that football, the reason we picked him. Apparently, his fullbacks like to get involved and all the rest of it. So, yeah, man. So that's the disappointing thing, is that so far we haven't got to see the reason we picked him. So,
Yeah. And you mentioned about it's similar to Moyes, but obviously you're a bit more leaky at the back. And the kind of signings the manager's made. I guess the signings have all been made with this manager in mind and his playing style. One of the signings I know you spent quite a bit of money on the lad from Leeds.
yeah.
He's obviously an attacking player as
Oh,
well.
my God.
Yeah, and he was good against us last season. Tore up the championship, one of the best in the championship last season. But you also signed obviously a defender. I know he's a fullback, so maybe not on the defensive side. But was it Kilman from Wolves?
Kilman, centre half. He could play left back as well. Again, good player. He was actually an England international futsal player. So he's
Yeah.
actually really good on the ball, comfortable on the ball. So these are the sort of signings that he was making, all people that are comfortable. Somerville, again, very attacking, very comfortable on the ball. Hillman, the other centre half, is it Tabo? Comfortable on the ball again, but wasn't fit, wasn't match fit. Rodrigo, I think it's Rodrigo, not Rodriguez. Rodrigo in centre mid from Betis, Argentinian international, World Cup winner. Like, these are all geezers that are sick. Like, they're all good footballers. Soler, again, Liverpool were looking at him two
Yeah.
seasons ago. You know what I mean? So, like, they're all good players, but you still have to get them to blend, and that's the manager's job. You know what I mean? But the signings have been wicked. They've been amazing. Everyone was coming up to me telling me how sick. Like, man, you lot have won the transfer window, and I'm like, yeah, but that scares me. I know all these players are pretty much starters. Like they ain't
Mm.
come to be bench players. That's going to cause a bit of disharmony if it's not winning. When they're not playing, but the team's winning, you get away with it. But
Yeah.
when they're not playing and the team's losing, that's when disharmony starts. So I hope. Listen, it's early. I'm not one of them people that jumps the gun. It's very, very early. And we're in 14th. I think we've got 5 points at the time of this recording. Like
Yeah.
we've got players to come back from injury. Like Folberg's not been fit. He says openly admits he's not fit yet for this standard of football, the Premier League. So yeah, man, I'm optimistic, man. I'm still
So
optimistic. It's been
is
a
it,
poor start though.
so we haven't seen, I think it's fair to say then we haven't really seen the best of the West Ham team at the moment with all the
No way.
injuries. From an Ipswich fan, it kind of scares us because it's going to click eventually.
Yeah.
And we just, obviously, we're getting used to life in the Premier League, and we certainly feel a bit more optimistic. Well, we're a lot more optimistic. You know, I certainly feel we've had a good start to the season. We've had, obviously, first game against Liverpool, we put a good
Yeah.
show in the first half. It's Liverpool, and then Man City. We were ahead for a few minutes. You know, that feeling was always
Well,
going
we've
to.
had a hard start too. That's like West Ham. We've had Chelsea. We've had some tough teams as
Well, this
well.
is it.
We had City as well. Like that's the tough start, man. Who have you been most impressed with out of your new signings?
Out of the new signings, two of them. Well, one we wanted Amari, so I was banging the drum about Amari Hutchinson last season, like after he scored his goal this time last year against Southampton. And what people don't realise is that was his first season at men's football. He'd been at
Yeah.
under 21s for so long. The physicality of the championship, and you're playing Tuesday, Saturday,
Yeah, it's
and that
not.
running. I mean, from January, February, he was phenomenal. So signing him, I didn't think we'd ever be able to attract him. I thought he's gonna go on, but obviously McKenna's got that pull. Ashton Arona, they've obviously got the right kind of. We've got a right structure. We're in a good place as a football club.
Mhm.
But Jacob Greaves has been one that I've been really impressed with.
Yeah, I watched him last season at home.
I think he'll be playing for England soon. Same as Leif Davis. I mean, we signed him a few years ago from Leeds.
Leeds.
But then the other one, and purely because he had a bit of a slow start in pre-season, but then I think there was one of the pre-season games when we was playing in Austria, and he looked sharp. But Liam Delap, and especially his performance against on the weekend against Villa, like his two goals. One is instinctive striker finish,
Yeah.
sweep it home first time. The other is the best of what I call Liam Delap. He runs it, he puts defenders on the back foot. He runs
Yeah.
at sends that Carlos into the stand, you know what I mean? And then just
Like he's
and
a
then
ball. He was just boom.
it was
Ball
great.
like, with skill as well, power and skill. Like
And
I
he's
think
young.
he's like gonna be like Harry Kane.
And City, it's not been reported what the fee, because we paid 15 plus add-on, so it could go to 20. But City have got a buyback, but we don't know what that is. That's not been reported. Rumors are it's 40 million, but it's look, centre
Have they got a
forward at the
buyback
moment.
for Cole Palmer?
I don't know about Cole Palmer. I
Okay.
don't think they have. Same, I don't think they had when they let Sancho go either. But maybe that's why they put it in William Delap. They kind of learned
Yeah.
their lesson.
There's a
Because
lot
Cole
of their
Palmer.
players now that have gone on to
Well, if
do.
you look at last weekend, sorry to interrupt, I was going to say, if you just look at last weekend, you had Morgan Rogers, you had Liam Delap, Cole Palmer,
Mm.
all scoring, all City graduates and
Yeah, man.
FA Cup youth winners. So, you
Crazy.
know, but anyway, we're not here to talk about City. We're here to talk about
Yeah.
two better teams, Ipswich and West Ham. So, in terms of obviously, like you said, it's a bit of a slower start. You've made some good signings, though, so there's a lot more to come for West Ham. How do you see yourselves lining up on Saturday against Ipswich? I mean, what type of formation are you playing? And I don't know if you want to give us a 1-11.
Yeah,
What do you
I
reckon?
think we'll probably have usual 4-3-3.
Yeah,
Um, Wan-Bissaka will be right back, Emerson left back, um, Hillman, and he started again Taibo in the last game. As he brought him in for that, to get him fit for the start of this game, or is he just in and will he be out? I hope he does start. I want to start seeing him start. He played Souček with. Oh, he's gonna. Alvarez will be. He got sent off, so he's gonna be suspended. So it'll
Okay.
probably be Sola and Rodrigo in there with Souček. Kudos. Paqueta comes back in.
Good player.
Bowen and Somerville. So I think Kudos will play. I think Bowen will play through the middle again.
He's a good player as well, isn't he?
Yeah, that'd be the starting, which I don't like him playing through the middle. Because to be honest, he can do it. He can do it, and that's why it's like he does it, and you're like, well, he can do it, but I know he's better from the right. Like he's an absolute killer from the right. Yeah, man. So yeah, I think that'd be the team. But don't quote me on that because I don't know about it really.
No, again, these are just like early predictions and
that's
all
what I'd like the team to be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So then obviously coming to so we got Ipswich and West Ham. Just have a look at the quick head-to-head earlier. So we had Ipswich have won 21 games, we've drawn 20, and West Ham have edged it with 27 wins. So obviously more in favour there. Last time we played you, it was the 2011-2012 season, when I think you finished in the playoffs. We did the double over you that season. We beat you 1-0 at Upton Park, and then we actually thrashed you 5-1 at Portman Road, when we would just come out of the relegate. Yeah, that would have been 2012. So it's the 11-12 season. But at the reverse fixture at Portman Road, a certain J. Emmanuel Thomas got on the score sheet with a nice little brace as well. I think injury. Remember, I'm sure he scored an injury time goal in that game. But
that would be Sam Allardyce was manager.
I think he was the manager.
So was that in the Championship?
That was in Championship.
Yeah. We got promoted that year though.
So you got promoted. That was the last time we played you, and that was the last time obviously
I remember that. It was
Premier League ever since.
I went to the motor, so I would have been at the home game for that. So I went to every game. My friend Henry Lansbury was on loan to West Ham at the time, so I was getting tickets for every game. Best season ever in the Championship. Loved it. But yeah, you've done double against us, man. And you lot got to the playoff.
No, so we were fighting to stay in the division.
Oh, is it? And you've done the double against us.
So you were top of the league when we beat you 5-1. And I think there'd been 20-odd games, 25 games played at that point. So you were firmly up there. And then we did a 5-1. You know, it's one of those little freak. You know, it happens every season. One team down there does the team at the top.
We've got to get revenge on you, mate.
Well, I don't know, because West Ham's the only time I've ever cried at a football game was in 2004. Was when Everington. I can't remember. Yeah, 2-0. When you beat us 2-0 after we were 1-0 up in the first leg, Bentley's header, got at Upton Park. I was watching it on the telly, but we were going at Upton Park thinking, yeah, we're going to get this. And then I remember because Westlake hits the post. I'm sure it's Westlake. He hits the post or the crossbar, like that little corner piece. And then literally a couple of minutes later, Everington scored. And then you could hear the noise.
Good team. Speaking to Anton Ferdinand, he said that team beats this team.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He said that team with Everington, Bobby Zamora.
Noble was about then. He was really putting his name about.
Harewood.
Marlon Harewood, yeah.
When you think about it, attacking, they had some power and pace, man. They had power and pace, so he could be right, man. He stands on it.
Do you know what? And especially when you think about how the game is played now, with the wide players rather than the two up front and the pace, it's not a bad shout. Just a quick one on the official. So I comment on the referees each game, right? Because my view is, yes, they're all human, but I think where referees make mistakes, they're not necessarily held accountable. Whereas players and coaches now we're seeing, if they make a mistake or speak out of turn, they get fined, this, that, and the other. So my whole thing is, if we're talking about being professional, we should have professional standards across the board, right? VAR is a whole nother issue. I'm a technologist, you know, I think VAR works. I just don't think we have the people doing it. You have to doing it that know what they're doing, but that's another combo. So the referee in the middle on Saturday is a man called Anthony Taylor, certain Mr.
Mhm.
Anthony Taylor. So Anthony Taylor has ref 36 games for West Ham, of which it's been 6 draws and then 15 losses and 15 wins. Last time he refed was West Ham was last season in the 2-2 draw with Liverpool. I don't think there was much controversy there. Ipswich, he's only refed us 4 times. Last time was when we played in the FA Cup in January when we lost to Maidstone. Again, not much controversy there. However, this season, he seems to be full of controversy.
Yeah.
So Anthony Taylor was demoted to the 4th official. So he was the one in charge of the Chelsea Bournemouth game. He gave the record amount of yellow cards, 14 yellow cards or in one game. As his punishment or whatever, he got demoted to being the 4th official for Brighton v Nottingham Forest. Brighton, Nottingham Forest, Morgan Gibbs White, and the 2 managers get sent off. That all got appealed and overturned or whatever. So again, being demoted. But he's now back reffing on Saturday in the middle between
Us.
West Ham and Ipswich.
Mm.
So I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
it
know if
doesn't seem harsh enough. The punishment, but in the ref's defense, bloody hell, man! Look, we watch VAR replays, and we still don't get it right. Like now, I know that's their job, and like just like a road sweeper has to sweep proper, and just like people have to do their job. Like, and I get it, and he has to do his job, but he's human. And even with us using computers, we still don't come with the right like decisions, because sometimes it's a matter of opinion, to be honest with you. And then all that opinion that really matters is his. He's reffing the game. You know what I mean? But nah, he's been on a wild one. I think a few refs have recently, to be honest with you. Like Declan Rice is sending off like that was crazy. But when the team has obviously, you can see Arsenal, the dark arts have been purposely wasting time, and the ref set his mark, man. Set your mark.
I don't have a problem with so when we look at it there, it's like, okay, the referees are going to the letter of the law. I've got no problem with that. The issue I have is the consistency, because it will happen. They may have seen Declan Rice's, but I missed something else. I agree what you're saying about, yes, the technology, and we've got all of that, but so does the referee. Back in when we, in the mid-90s or whatever, and football growing up then, we talked about Ian Wright and stuff earlier. You had a referee and 2 linos, and you had a guy with the 4th official job. All their job was to do was just the board,
make subs and hold the ball, yeah.
Now you've got VAR, you've got all the other cameras as well. And to be honest, I think that offside's probably the biggest contention with VAR and stuff like that. The parameters keep changing. It's like, is it this much? Is it now like a fingernail? Like, what is it we're talking about? Right?
The handball as well. Some of them ones have
yeah.
So
I mean,
harsh,
and the lines on the telly are very easy to mitigate, in my opinion. All we need to do is almost like they do with NFL. You just get like, so the NFL and stuff, like you got like the 10 yards every 10 yards or whatever. Just do it with a UV light or a light that's only detectable by a camera or something like that.
Yeah. So then, when they put it on,
simple. Then you can see it, because at the moment someone's interpreting it. But anyway, we're going down a bit of a rabbit hole with refs, and I'm conscious on your time as well. Again, thank you for spending the time with me. Just very quickly then. So, Ipswich Town, West Ham. What are your memories of Ipswich Town, and like maybe past players? And then looking at the current squad, where do you see any threat or any players that you kind of like the look of? So let's start with like memories first.
So memories, I just remember David Johnson.
Loved him. Yeah.
Marcus Stewart.
Yeah.
Marcus Bent.
Yeah.
Marshall. Burley as manager. Darren Bent. Darren Ambrose. Titus Bramble. Kieran Dyer. Yeah, that's what I think of Ipswich. These are the players that I think of. So yeah, man, they've had some good players over the years, man. Matty Holland
Yeah.
was another one that was a good player for them, a consistent player. But they was also a team that I remember getting smacked 9 or 8-1
9-9 against
against Man
United.
United.
I
Andy
mean,
Cole
although
scored.
technically Paul Ince's goal was offside, so if we had VAR, that's 8, so we wouldn't be in the record
Andy
books.
Cole scored 5, right?
Yeah, Andy Cole was off. Yeah, he was.
Scored
I mean, Andy
5, yeah.
Cole's one of
So
the. Just side note, I watched one of your show's interviews with Andy Cole on Filthy, and I've seen a few of his interviews. But then, like, he is one of the most underrated Premier League strikers. And then
has to be,
you,
man.
you forget no penalties, and you
No
forget
penalties.
that.
Like he was just such, and he used to get told he couldn't finish. Like he missed a
Yeah.
lot, and this, that, and like it's crazy, man. But yeah, Andy Cole. Current players, ones to watch out for. Greaves, like you said, left back as well, very tidy. Leaf Davis. Obviously your manager is incredible. My cousin Justin Cochran, who's at Brentford, uh, managed alongside him at the Man United youth team. So I knew
Okay.
about McKenna years ago. Top football man. So yeah, that's good. You got him there. You got a couple good youth players, man. You got
Yeah.
a good couple good youth players. There's a young boy in midfield, Emmanuel, that
In the
Ocken,
21s.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. He's
tidy. They should probably let him go out on loan. But he's very tidy, comfortable on the ball. Clark, Jack
Jack
Clark,
Clark. Jack Clark on the wing.
he's
Yeah.
wicked. He's
The
good. Sorry,
Yorkshire Ronaldinho. That's
yeah,
what
man.
we're calling him.
Smodix, is it
Yeah,
Smodix?
he's
I
done well.
think let him. He could be cook. He could start cooking. The lad, as I say, for me, he's got bits of Harry Kane in him. Size, both feet. Probably he's a bit more agile. Got more mobility than Harry Kane. And then obviously Hutchinson. Yeah, man, he's unbelievable. And as I say, you said only his second year in men's football. He's only going to improve. You know what I mean? Although you have a few bad games at this level, it can knock your confidence right down. And he's a confidence player. But as of now, what a season he had. I think it's the right move. Looking forward to see what he does in the Prem.
Yeah, that's it, man. It's one of those like we're hopeful. We've got, we wanted to like our noisy neighbor. Not I don't want to call them noisy neighbors, but they're not, the scum. I don't really say their name on here. They're playing yellow and green.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
You know what's
but
mad? Do you know what? Look,
oh no, come on now. I'm gonna have to edit that out, man.
I
No,
had the full kit on, today. I
no,
went gym in the kit. I filmed with
boy,
them last week.
no,
Yeah,
man.
sorry, bro. I just clocked, man. I only just put this on for you. That's now, but I've had the Norwich kit on all day.
No,
Sorry.
we'll have to get you an Ipswich one, man.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I do.
but yeah, like they've obviously when they come to the Premier League, because look, 22 years. Last time we was in the Premier League, I barely had a beard. Now it's going great, right? So it's
Yeah.
been that long, right? And we're back there. Norwich, we'd seen go up and down. They never really looked to attack the Premier League or do anything. So
Nah, they didn't really.
we wanted those signings, and we've spent some cash. We spent the best part of 100 million. We've got some good players in, and like even being able to track Calvin Phillips. I know obviously he was on loan with you guys. Didn't really work out. And again, we talk about confidence. I think he was
Mm.
thrown at the deep end and never kind of really recovered.
Mm-hmm.
But us, he made his debut in a cup against AFC Wimbledon. Looked good, and ever since then, and just last weekend against Villa. I mean, against Villa, he almost scored a screamer.
Yeah.
He had a brilliant shot from outside the box. But he's getting better and better, like to that form, and being able to attract that, we're really confident. I said at the beginning of the season, I think we're going to finish top 14. I still feel that. So as Town fans, we're feeling that's obviously a good season. What makes a good season for West Ham, and then where do you think West Ham will finish?
I always say for a team like West Ham, top 10, decent cup run, beat a few of the bigger boys, is happy now. A good season, that's what I'll be content with. That's minimum as it goes. A good season is same thing, decent cup run, beat a couple of the big boys, get into Europe. An amazing season is obviously break the top 4. I think it's realistic we can have a good season, get into Europe with a good run of results. But again, the top 10 finish in this Premier League, which teams all the way down to you lot are spending 100 million and buying good players, killers. Like, you give Delap a chance, you see he can finish you off. Like, that goes all the way from the bottom club to the top club. Everyone's got killers now. So if you can be at least mid-table and be half the best team in the league, how can I complain about that? Because we definitely probably ain't spending on wages. It's about around that. We're probably midway in wages. So it's about right. Where if we finish a top 10, as I say, a good season, top 8, we can then get into the European, like the proper European Cups, not the conference. Although, no, man, I think that's even getting more like the conference, the
That's
league.
even more competitive, yeah.
Yeah, all of these, because there's so, like I said, every team's competitive. Every cup's competitive now, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you win one of them, you've done well. So yeah. Where do I think we will finish? As I say, I think
know we've only
we're going to be 9th or 10th.
9 or 10th. That's a good. Yeah. Like I said, that's a good season, then, isn't it?
Then obviously with the team gelling and that, like, it's gonna. I don't know, man.
It should get better.
We're going to gel and finish bloody tops. Like, we're going to be getting that top 6, or we're not, and we're going to be battling. And yeah, we'll finish around the 8th, 9th, 10th.
Yeah,
which ain't bad, man. That's not bad. You're gonna be. Means you're gonna be around United. You're gonna be around someone big. West Ham. Tottenham. Villa.
I don't think United make top 10.
Nah.
I don't think because I think United will stay on to Ten Hag too long. And I don't know. I don't know what. I mean, that's another conversation for another day. But I don't know what football they play. Each team seems to have some sort of identity. I know we talked about West Ham trying to get their identity, but we know there's an identity. I couldn't tell you what Man United's is. I don't think many people could.
It's awful. It is.
Yeah. Well, this is it. So we've got them in November, and I'm hoping to get some revenge for that. A little bit of revenge for that 9-0.
Home or away?
Home on Super Sunday. Score predictions. What do we think the score will be on come 4:45, 5 o'clock on Saturday?
West Ham will win 3-0.
I'm going to go for my usual Town 2-1.
We need to. There's a coming out show that we're due to have, and I think at home to Ipswich, probably about right. You lot had a little nice 2-2 thing last week. All right. Now you're getting back to.
We did all right against a team that normally playing claret and blue.
Exactly, yeah. Not this one, mate. We're coming with a vengeance this week, man. So, but yeah, man. Yeah.
Stevo, thank you very much for joining us. Not that yourself. I'm sure people know anyway, but do you want to just plug in your socials? I'll put them in the description.
Stevo The Mad Man everywhere. STMM, Snapchat. Big up yourself. Nostalgia podcast coming out real soon. Had some big guests on there. Dizzy Rascal, Big Nasty, Poets Corner, like Craig Mitch, Craig David. Like, yeah, man, there's some wicked episodes coming out. So that's about it.
Wicked. Thank you again, Stevo.
Big up you, man. Keep up the good work, my brother. And good luck Saturday, yeah?
So there you go. Some great insight there from Stevo around all things West Ham United. Very interested to see how we do this weekend. Both teams need the win. But like I said to Stevo, I'm going for a 2-1 Town win.